Hi. Oh, it's one of those days, you know, where you're rushing around and everything. So hiya, how's everybody doing? We are running late. Sarah had an appointment, so we're just late. That's all. But we're here now. So what have I got to tell you? Not a lot. We've been putting all our stuff onto the web, onto the website, and trying to do all the barcodes and everything. So that's taken us a couple of days to do. We did have Sunday and Monday off, which was really nice. I went to the Mumbles on Sunday to see my son because it was his birthday, and we had fish and chips by the front, and then Ellie had made a wicked chocolate cake. It's called a Matilda. Danny called it a Matilda chocolate cake, so it was really good. So we had that with some Joe's ice cream, and then yesterday I potted around the house, and then I fell asleep in the garden, which was really just what I needed. Hi Anne, how are you doing? So today we are going to do a car seat adjuster. Okay, now I have researched it all and had a look. Because somebody did say, is it legal? Now I can see nothing to say it's not legal. You're not changing the seat belt in any way. It's not one of these clips up here which stops it moving forward, which can be dangerous. All it is you know where your seat belt comes across here and goes across your tummy, and then, you know, because it goes down here, folds through the loop and goes across your tummy, and that bit is attached to the car. The seatbelt adjuster is this, okay? That's all it is. And you just put it around the two pieces of seatbelt where they cross over. You put it there and then move it up a little bit, and all it does is resight this bit. So in the summer when you've got nothing here, I find that it comes across and cuts my neck. So all this does is move it, okay? So it's still on your shoulder, and it's just almost as if it's making you taller, you know. I just find it just sits here, so I'm moving it over. Okay, so that's what we're making. It's really simple, and I've made it even easier by pinking one of the ends, so I don't even need to sew a tube and then put it all up inside and everything. I just tried to make it as simple as possible. Now I've used cam snaps because I have them and I love to play with them, but you could use Velcro or poppers, or I would use Velcro or poppers so that if there is, you need to release quickly. However, I can't see that you would need to, and it's so small, it's so tiny, it's just an idea. But before we go on to doing that, can I just show you, I want to show you this, okay? Right, I need that, I need this. Right, I was doing a label for somebody, okay? I was doing a label for somebody over the weekend. We do labels for people's quilts. So this is the one that I was doing. And while I was sat there, I thought, I'm going to carry on stitching. I'd like to do something. So I stitched this out. Don't look at my quilting. My quilting, it didn't quite go according to plan with the sizing, you know, with it being equal. It's better on the inside than it is on the outside. But I made myself a wallet. But this took an hour and a half to stitch out. It was just really badly, it was one of my machine's ones, and it does like that much, and then it goes there, then it goes here, then it goes there. So you've got to change there's 2 pinks, 2 purples and 2 greens, and you've got to change them for each one of these. If it went pink, 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 pink all the way round, that would be one thing, but machines. So, but I thought it was quite pretty, so I made it into a wallet because I didn't know what else to make it into, and I really do not need another cushion in my house. So this is our little Dewberry What's-It. Okay, so let's have a look and see who's here before I go on any further. Hi Kate, Jean, hiya Sarah and Jean. It is lovely. Any block that you do, all you have to do is border it and you could make it into these wallets. Bit of a zippity-doo done in there. I've got my vinyl. Just so cool. So cool. So it's just another one that I'll fill with something and then put to one side, and I need to make another one. Right. I went with 2.5 because I had a 2.5 inch ruler. And I decided that the Bosal would help with just that little bit of stability. I mean, you could put in fusible fleece or wadding. I got me leg. Oh, eek. It's a good job you can't see my face. Going all red, trying to get things. Look at me. Right, so 2.5, okay, and that's all I needed on the Bosal, because you don't need it very big. I mean, probably a big elastic band would probably do exactly the same thing, but this is prettier. So we don't need that. There we go. It's not big enough to keep. I now have this. Seatbelt is approximately 2 inches wide, so I went with the 2.5. I made sure that it would fold over, okay, that I had enough that it would fold over. Right, now you could cut out 2 pieces of fabric and make your tube, slide the Bosal in, and then top stitch it all the way round. You know, you could make your tube and slide your wad in or whatever into it. But I thought this would be even easier. So I've got my bit of fabric, and I'm just going to iron it out, because we don't want a wrinkled one, do we? So what have you all done? Have I frozen? I don't know. Have I? Yes, I have. Whole gamut of emotions. Right, where did you see 2? So I don't know where you saw 2. It's only a minute, so I probably haven't lost much. Now I'm going to try it again, okay? So we go back to a 2. So I've run the iron over it, and what you want to do, no, it's still frozen on that. Okay. We'll wait for you to come back to me. There you go. Right, we're going to have to do this. I have cut it 2.5 inch wide. You saw that bit. I can see that on the frozen bit. Right, so all I'm going to do is take my fabric and work out where I need it, and I'm going to make sure that I've got a folded over bit like that, and then I want this end to fold over at the same just to go slightly over, and I'm going to catch that in my top stitch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it, and I'm going to pink it because that way I don't need to put in I don't need to put in a seam. Okay, it's not as if it's going to be anything really robust. So I have folded it, okay, so that this edge now comes over. All right, so that will cover my my bit of bosal. So I'm going to work out where it comes to the end and chop that off. Okay, now we're going to, I don't know how to do this for you. I'm going to, there's my edge with the pinking, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in the ends and iron a hem in that. Okay, so I'm going to fold a hem in there, and I'm going to fold a hem in the other side, which was already pinked, like that. So I folded in the two ends. Which I think will work. Will that work? Right, one of them needs to be a bit shorter, smaller end. Fold it in like that, and then we're going to encase the bosal in there. Okay, like that, and we're going to put the bosal in there so that this covers the ends. Okay, I can hear Sarah's voice.
Alright, I'm done there now. Hold on. Lisa,
Hiya.
apparently one of your cameras are frozen.
Yes, and so I've taken it off.
Oh, apparently she's just taken it off. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, camera 2 is frozen.
Oh, okay. Did you activate and deactivate it?
No, because I don't like to fiddle with it when I'm on doing stuff.
Fair enough.
Because we might just lose everything.
That's fair.
So
what one is it?
Overhead. Alright, that's my overhead. I don't know how it's not coming up, so how do I deactivate it? Mind?
That's a good question.
Leave it. We'll manage without, honestly.
Okay.
But thank you ever so much.
All right.
If you lot can deal with it, then we'll keep going as we are, because otherwise I'll deactivate something and it's, you know, it's not my machine to, you know, I don't play with it. So right, okay. So I'm gonna iron my bosal down, right, on top. So I've got a single-sided bosal, all right, which is fusible on one side. You could spray it, and we're going to fold it around. So I'm going to fold that in there, and then we're going to just roll it. You would. Hang on. Could have done with a little bit extra on the ends, I think, but it'll all work. It'll work fine. So I folded it. So I have this, all right, and we are going to top stitch it and hope that I've caught all the edges. Okay, so right, let's have a look and see. So we're going to number 4. So you can see I've folded it around. You'll be able to see it now. There we go. So I'm just folding it around. I'm going to top stitch along here. Okay, so put that up. I'm going to go up to a 3 on my stitch length. Okay, I'm leaving my normal foot on. I've been using my I've got a dual feed walking foot, and I've been using that recently for everything, mainly because I couldn't be bothered to take it back off. So I'm going along here, and we're going to hope that Sarah's machine will play fair. There we go. Looks alright so far. So I'm just top stitching my pinked edge down. Now, like I say, you could have made a tube, alright, but I wanted to make this the easiest thing ever. I'll tuck that in there. Pull this so it's sticking out a bit. Like this. And like I say, it's not as if it's going to be, if you're going to make these for craft fairs or whatever, you're going to want to make it a little bit more tidy. But this is just a quickie. So of course you could stop there, but in order to get a uniform look, I'm going up the folded side as well. Okay, so we now have our little, like a little pillow. Okay, so we're going to go back to here. There. Right, we don't need that anymore. Up by there. And that's it. That's all the sewing you really need to do with it. I'm just going to chop these bits off. Now I'm going to make sure that the bit with the pinked edge, see, you can hardly see it now, is going to be on the inside. This is my seat belt. I'm going to fold it round, but I want this top piece, the top folded piece, to be the not to come over my edge. I want it to meet roughly middle. Okay, like that. And I'm going to put cam snaps in, all right, just because I can, and I like cam snaps. So we need a pen. There we go. Jean gave us new pens, which was Lush. Right, I'm just going to slide this off. So I want it 1/2 inch in from the end. 1/2 inch in from the end. And we're going to put the cam snaps in. So I've got my cam snap bag. And what colour are we going to do this one? I think we'll do pink, do you think? Or a purple? Do a purple. Oh, there's this colour's in there. So what's that? That's an outie. I need an innie. That's an outie. I'm sorry that we can't do this on the thing. I'm not sure. There was no button that said deactivate, so I didn't like to fiddle with it. Okay, so we've got 2 innies, 2 outies, 2 blanks. Right. Oh. So did you all have a good weekend? Hey? Ah, that's a good idea, sir, putting a jeans needle in. Right, so I have my little spots by here. I'm going to put my cam snap on this little spot like this. So I'm just pushing it through. That's one. I'm going to put it on that little spot there. And I'm going to put one of these in Dave's car and one of them in my car. But they're a really quick make if you're doing them for craft fairs. But like I say, do your own research. I couldn't find anywhere that said that you shouldn't use them. They didn't like the big ones that go on a child's front, but this isn't actually changing anything except for bringing it away from your neck. And if you were taller, very tall people, they don't meet their necks, do they? So this one's going to be on the top, so I'm going to use the sticky outy one on the top. So I've put my blank through and I've put my sticky outy, my male bit, on there, and I'm going to use my machine and I'm going to place the flat bit, you know, the cover underneath, and all you're going to do is squeeze. Okay, squeeze hard. And then we're going to do the same with the other one. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put my tool in. There's like a little bowl in the bottom bit, and you just squeeze it. And there we have, they're in. So we're going to take our seat belt again, fold that over, and then we're going to work out where the hole should go for the next one. So I'm just folding it back slightly so I can work out when my buttons reach. Okay, like that. Okay, fab with friends from Newcastle, lovely. So you're going to make sure that this is going that way, so you want your blanks underneath this time. Okay, so now I've got to work out where the hole is. I'm off next week, so I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going down to stay in the Mumbles for 2 nights on the Sunday, Monday, in the Oyster House, because I'd like to go and have a mooch round Oyster House Castle. There's a shop there I've got birthday money to spend in called Goose Island. It's a clothes shop, so I'd like to go and have a look in there. And then I wonder if I brought that down a little, I wonder if that would be easier than me having to. You don't need the top of my head, do you? You need my hands. So we're just pushing these in, and then we're going to put our thingies. I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the week. We did say we were going to empty the shed, put some more shelves in there. Okay, so that's one. And hopefully that will help by putting the shelves in there, that you can actually see stuff in there. So press that like that, and there we have our seatbelt adjuster. It's just a slider, okay? So we'll slide up and down on your seatbelt so that it just pulls it slightly away from there. Look at this. Yeah, the Mumbles is lovely. I'm really, there's a lot there that I would like to go and have a look at. So So I think spending two nights down there. So we go down Sunday and come back Tuesday. Yeah, come back Tuesday. So that would be quite cool. So there you go. A really quick 1 o'clock. Look at that. I started at 10 past. And it's taken me no time at all. That's me. Sarah's back tomorrow with Block of the Week. And we're in Bristol. So we're going to Bristol Quilters. I should have brought over a little booklet to tell you exactly where it is. So we're going to Bristol Quilters for 2 days. We'll be there with a pop-up shop and having a look at their exhibitions. So I am sure we will bring a live from there so you can see people's quilts. And then on Saturday we're at Cardiff Quilters, which is at Park End. I'm sure that's right. Park End in Cardiff. A hall there. So you'll find us there at the weekend. Shana's in the shop, and I think Linda is going to hold the fort Thursday and Friday in the shop. So the shop will be open. All right. So there you go. I will see you in 2 weeks, apart from at the Quilters things. So I'll see you soon. All right. Take care. Blackpool. We had a really good time in Blackpool. I'm reading all your things before I go. So, yeah, we went on a girls' weekend in Blackpool. It was a top night. Right. See ya. Ta-ra.